Now we are mastering logo design from concept to actually creation of logo. Complete beginner to actually a professional logo designer. Now let's get into it. And we are on module number 6. In this module, we are going to talk about digital execution in design software. Design software. We're now going into practical. Logo can't come alive without a software. Logo can't come alive without a software. Now we need to do what? We need to actually digital execution in logo in design software. So I have here learning objectives. By the end of this module, if you are my learner, you will be able to actually do what? Choose appropriate logo design software for your logo creation. You'll be able to do what? Choose appropriate design software for logo creation, and then we will be able to actually digitize sketches using vector tools. You will be able to actually use shapes, paths, grids, and alignment tools effectively. And actually, you'll be able to actually create a clean and scalable logo layout for ready refinement. That's what I promise you will be able to actually tell or do. This is actually Alex Digital Computer Camp. You can actually like the video and actually subscribe to our channel. Put your comment on the comment section. Resources mentioned on this course are on the description. Previous module 5 and going backward are on the description if you want to check them out. And actually keep tuned and let's get into it. Choosing the right software. Choosing the right software. For professional, scalable logo design, vector-based software is essential. If you are a professional, you want to become a professional logo designer, consider scalable logo design, vector-based software is essential. Recommended tools. We have choosing the right software. We have software here, and then we have actually use case scenario. We have the great software called Adobe Illustrator from Adobe company. This one is actually Adobe desktop application. It is actually industry standard software for vector logo design. And that is actually Adobe Illustrator. It's a very powerful software. And let me just tell you in advance, that is the software we'll be using on this entire course. All right, consider that one. And then you have Corel Draw, powerful vector tool used by many print shops. That is a tool also, don't forget about that one. If you are good at CorelDRAW, you're good to go. Then we have Affinity Designer, affordable and high performance alternative. You can actually consider that one if you are good Affinity Designer. And then we have Inkscape, free open source vector software. You can consider Inkscape if you have ever used that software or you use that software, consider that one. Then you have Canva Limited, good for beginners but lack full vector control. Alright, if you can consider also Canva for just beginners. Alright, professional industry, consider industry standard software. For Brightmind Academy logo, a vector-based tool is ideal to ensure scalability and precision. Scalability. How can you scale the logo to be large and actually scale it to be small and it look good on both sizes? That's actually scalability, and we need now to consider something called vector softwares, because vector allow that scalability. All right. Now let's prepare your workspace. Preparing your workspace. All right. Before designing, you need to have something called preparing your workspace. Set canvas or artboard to standard size of 1000 by 1000 pixels, or you can use any measurement you are comfortable with in logo design. It lacks specific measurement that you can actually use, and then you can use layers to keep elements organized, and then you can actually turn on grids and guides for alignment, and then choose a clean white or light background to actually focus on shapes. That is the way. Digitizing your sketch. Start by tracing or recreating your selected sketch in vector format. And then key steps, you can actually use the pen tool to draw custom paths and curves. You can actually use shape tools, rectangle, ellipse, polygon for symmetry and balance. Those are tools steps you need to follow. And then step number 3, you can combine shapes using Pathfinder or Shape Builder tool in Adobe Illustrator. Then you can actually align items, you can actually align elements precisely with smart guides or align panels. Then you have tip, don't rush. Accuracy here saves time in later stages. Here you are not sketching, don't rush, my friend. Let's go slowly. Accuracy, very, very important. Here accuracy saves times in later stages that we'll be talking about. Refining your logo digitally, that's once your basic vector is complete, simplify parts to remove unnecessary anchor points, and then you can actually adjust stroke thickness and corner curves for clarity, and then you can fine tune proportions and spacing using zoom in precision. That's the way. And the importance consideration under refinement your logo digitally, you need to actually make sure the logo is legible at small sizes, test in black and white, remove color temporarily, and actually save in editable formats. For example, Adobe Illustrator, SVG, etc. with clear layers. Preparing for variations. Now that your primary logo is vectorized, create a version with symbol plus text combination mark, and then you can actually create a symbol only version for icons or profile pictures. Prepare a black and white version for print or fax uses. This will be polished further in future modules. Before coming back to this practical activity, let's now go back into actually our software. Adobe Illustrator software. I want now to show you practically on how I get to design this logo. Alright. First thing, this is actually a mood board. You consider we were doing it on the research, and I told you to do at least 20. How in my mood board I went ahead and actually do that exercise also me as a teacher or a tutor. Now what I'll do, I'll come here under file, I'll create new. You're actually designing a logo. I'll create new. I will put a measurement of 1000 by 1000. 1000 by 1000. 1000 by 1000. And then I will use one artboard, and then bleed I will remain it as 0. At color mode I will use RGB, and actually I will create. That's the way. After creating, this is now artboard. Alright, we can also call it canvas, but here in Illustrator it's called artboard. Now I will come here and import my sketches that I have actually drawn. I'll go to actually place. In Adobe Illustrator, you place design elements, or for example, pictures. I come here to videos. I have actually placed it here. Don't worry. I have them here. I'll select both, and then I will place. I will draw here. This is my first sketch, and this one is actually my second sketch. That's the way. Now, I need to draw these books. Let me zoom in. Under this sketch, you see I need to draw books. I need to draw the books. I need to draw the books. So how do I do that? How do I do that one? All these ideas, I got it from this mood board on drawing. The book that I went with this first log. I actually looked at this book and actually go with this book on this logo. Alright? And as you can see, these books are sketched from this logo. Now let me give you a secret a little bit. On your mood board is where you get to actually spot different on the market, and actually you get to design something new that can actually also stand out on the market. For example, this was under industry research of logos. We were placing here mood boards. We were placing here logos. Now what I will do in order for me to sketch, this is the same sketch I did. Me, I can actually design without even sketching this, maybe sketching it on the paper. I actually just sketched it on the paper to see how it will look like. For example, I actually sketched those books arrows, and actually sketched this one. No? I sketched this one as a combined, and I actually designed the full logo on the head. Now I have the idea on my head with the way the logo is supposed to be. Now what I will do, I will just, since my sketches are not symmetrical, but if you are designing from scratch and you don't have ideas, you can actually just draw here with your pen tool. For example, you can zoom in order for you to draw. You can zoom in like this, and just pick pen tool in your tools panel here. You hover just around, you see this one is what you hover. This one is a pen tool, this one is a curvature tool. You can use a curvature tool or a pen tool. Remember, you can use a curvature. You just click, for example, here on this name, and then you just go, for example, till there. You just click, then you go till somewhere here. You click, then you go till somewhere there. Then here you need to make it straight line. You make it straight. Now you can take a pen tool, and then you just take, for example, from here, you pick it there, then you bring it here, then you go to curvature or a pen tool, or any tool you can actually use. Or these tools are used interchangeably. Now you come on the second one, you click at the same time you drag in order to make something like a curve. Like for example here, I can come here and then click at the same time drag. Control Z. You need to click here on this angle, then you make it. Then click and then drag a little bit. Then you go. Then you go. Something like this. Something like this. Supposed to go deep there. Now I have drawn something like that. You see, that's the way you will go. You can go with your sketches and actually draw. I have it now here as a shape. That's the way you have this shape. You have drawn it with a capture tool and a pen tool. Hello? What is happening? I haven't make it simple. That's the way. But now I want to actually draw using this one. Since this one is actually symmetrical, I will go with the same design. Since I got idea from them, from this logo, I'll come here. Let me show you now how I will go, how I'll approach. I will zoom in order for me to see. Here I will use just a curvature tool and a pen tool. Curvature tool, pen tool. Very important tools in Illustrator. If you don't know how to use them, consider knowing. I'll click there and then come here. I want to make something curvature. This somewhere there, right? Then I'll come till somewhere there. Now it is a curve. Now in order for me to, you can hold Alt in a keyboard. I'm gonna hold Alt and click somewhere there. I will make it good. Control Z to undo. Control Z. The graphic design, my friend, you need to be somebody accurate. Let me click, for example, there. I have jumped a lot. Don't put a lot of space, huh? Just a little space. Don't put a lot of space. You can actually make things don't look good. Don't put a lot of space. And here you can actually just complete. You can complete with a pen to draw a straight one. Huh? You just hover here, angle, and then you can pick it here. And this is a shape. Now, in order for you to do, you can use the selection tool to select the shape. You go here under fill, under properties. Properties, you can check it on the window. Window, you check it. Window, you check your properties panel. It is down below. Properties, you can check it here. Now we go to window fill. I want to remove no fill. Now I don't want fill on the shape, and I want a stroke, a black stroke. Stroke is the color outline of the shape. Now I'll put it 2. Alright, I will put it at 2. Now I have that shape. You see that book shape. That's the way you get to design. You see the shape purely designed. Huh? Purely designed. That's the shape you need to have. Huh? Now I need to draw another one. Now I'll go very speed. Since you have seen me drawing this one, I'll draw another one very faster. I have made here some mistake, but I will adjust it later. Don't worry. Those are mistakes as a designer you need to make. Don't make things to be perfect. You need to show that you are a real human being. You are not AI who don't make mistakes. Even AI somehow make mistakes. Now I will go as fast as, since you have seen the way I draw the first one, I will go as fast and speed up the video. Alright? Now that's the way. That's the way you get to actually use the pen tool and the curvature tool to actually draw these shapes. Pen tool and the curvature tool to actually draw these shapes. You see the way I'm drawing? I'm drawing these shapes, from my sketches. And I don't know how to draw using the sketch since I have the original on the bodyboard here. You see, I don't want to use this one. I'll use it here. Now this one is the same shape with this one. This one is the same shape with this one. Now I not draw, I just copy. For example, I copy this one, control. You can click on the shape like this and then control C to copy and then control V to paste. Now you have pasted and you can right click on the same shape and then go to transform and then reflect it. All right, reflect it opposite and then you can just click OK. You reflect 90 degrees and it's the same shape, right? You are not supposed to draw. You see, that's the books, and then you have another shape. Right click, or you can actually click on the shape, control C, or go to here to actual object. On the, or you can go to edit and then you can copy. You see control C or control X to copy, control V to paste in the form view. That's the way. But I will use the shortcut control C to copy, control V to paste. I usually love shortcuts. And then right click on the shape, then go to transform, reflect. You click on the reflect and it will reflect vertically at the angle of 90 degrees opposite. Now it has been reflected. Now here I have the shape and I can actually just bring it here uniformly. Now I have the book. That's the way I get to actually draw this shape. Alright, are we together till there, till there, till there? Now I have those shapes. I will actually just move this a little bit above. Now I have that. There's the book. And then I can just, you just click on the canvas, click like that and then drag. You see the way I drag? That, let me zoom in. I want you to see. I want you to see the way I do. You see here on the canvas. Click, drag, like this. You just click. You see, click on the canvas, then drag to select them, like that. And then you can right click with your mouse and then group to make it one element or one group of shape. Like that, I have grouped it. Now I can actually zoom in. Control minus to zoom in, or control plus to zoom in, or you can use the zoom tool. It is here. That's the way. Now I have grouped it. Now I can copy control C and then I will bring it in my logo design here. This is the logo design, and then control 0 to zoom out, and then I will paste it here. Control V to paste shortcuts. Remember that one. Then I will bring it down here. I have it. Have the books already. Have the books fully vectorized. Fully vectorized. I would have used this one, these sketches, but it's the same thing. Now let me vectorize the arrows here. I don't want to use the arrows there. I will use vectorizing here. Vectorizing these arrows, you can use the pen tool. You click on the pen tool. On the tip of the arrow, you just click there, and then you go down like this, down there. Control plus, I want you to see very well. Then you go, for example, till there. Then you go till there. You make till there some mistakes. Then till somewhere there. There's some amount of creativity. Then somewhere there. Do you see? Do you see? Then somewhere there. To move your canvas, you hold spacebar, then you click and drag like that. You move your spacebar, then you go back here, you close the anchor point, and then you have your shape. That is the power of creativity, my friend. This is Adobe Illustrator. Consider knowing this, how to use this software if you don't know. That's the way I have made that shape. Now I want to make the inside one. I will come to the same pen tool, not the curvature tool. We don't have a curve here. Now I will click on the shape there. I go to another one like that, go to another corner like that, and then go back to close the anchor point. You have the shape. That's the way I make that up. And then I will zoom out. Control 0 to zoom out. Let me control plus to zoom in. Control plus to zoom in order for me to group the same shape. I'll click on drag. We will click and drag the same shape. But no issue, no hala. If I say like that, no issue. Or no wahala, I don't have any problem since I have drawn it. Or you can just click on the shape, for example this one, hold shift, click on the another one, you hover around till you see something like a blue, you click on it, Make sure you select both shapes in order for you to group. Click on the shape now on the inside. Click on the shape on the outside. Right click with your mouse. Group. Are we together till there? The way I'm doing, that's the way. And then I'll zoom out. I'll hold spacebar to move around the canvas. Then I will actually just click and drag away. Here, my shape. And you can actually scale. This is the good thing about Adobe Illustrator. You can scale it. Hold shift and scale it. Scaling you enlarge. Now that is the way. Have you imagined? That's the way. That is the way. That is the way you get to actually create. Make what? Two sketches. Huh? Now you need to draw this one. This is called a bee like. Bee like. This one is a bee like what? Graduation cape. This one is actually a bee like graduation cape from the initial of a brand, Bright Mind Academy. Now, bee like cape. I will zoom out a little bit. I want to draw a bee like cape. I will actually shrink this shape. Bee like cape. I want to shrink it. I want to show you something called technique. I want to show you a technique I usually use. I want to create here a good space for me, and I will zoom in a little bit. Hope here you see very, very well. I will pick the text tool. It is here, right? I'll pick the text tool. Don't know what is happening. My software is loading a lot. Don't worry. I'll just click on the canvas like that, and then I'll type B. Have B, right? Then I'll select the selection tool, and then I'll enlarge it. Hold on the corners, and then enlarge it. Click and drag away, and then double click inside to select it, or you can just select and then change the font on top here on the control bar. I want it to be Lato font. Lato, select Lato, not hairline. I want to make it bold, not bold. Let me go with regular. I will go with Lato regular, like that. Now I have Lato regular, and now this is actually a letter. We haven't converted yet into a shape. I will now right click and then do what? Then actually create outline. To create outline, you convert this letter to be a shape, and then I'll click create outline. Now it's a shape. Under control by here, you can now control the fill. Fill is the color inside the shape. Now it is a shape, not a letter. I'll input no fill, and then I'll input a stroke of actually black, since I'm using it with a stroke size of actually 2 pixels. Huh? Now that is actually a B shape, right? A B shape from the letter. Now, what I will need to do, I want to stretch it a little bit. Now I will stretch it a little bit. Now I will actually bring something called ruler a little bit. Now I will place it under one box. Uniformity. I'll place it, for example, under this one box, and then I will actually enlarge it one side. I will actually stretch it till it fits one box. Something like that. Let me zoom in. I want you to see very, very good. You see on the menu, just use your control keys or your arrow keys to move it on top. You see it's supposed to go till here. Now you hover down here, then you stretch it a little bit. Then above, I think it is good. Alright, have elapsed. Supposed to there go there. Then here under B, it's supposed to be. It does not supposed to pass under those dimensions. I want it to be like that. Now that's a B, a uniform B on a square. Alright. Now I zoom out, control 0 a little bit. Now I want to make it to be like my sketches. You see my sketches is here. I want it to be like that. Huh? Now I'll go back. Now this is the sketch. Hey, Joker. Now I will go back. This is the sketch. Now this is the sketch. I will actually right click on the shape, and then I'll go to transform, and then I will transform each. You go to transform each, and I will transform each part of the shape. Now let me cancel it first. I want to do something. I want to rotate it a little bit. I want to rotate it to be like something like this, right? Like this. I want it to be something like this, I want it to go like three boxes, two boxes on top, two boxes on top. You see, let me zoom in. You see here, the distance from here on this corner to here is supposed to be 2. The distance from here is supposed to be 2.5. Do you see 1, 2? Let me zoom in. I want you to see. I don't want to link something. Do you see here? This is one box, two box, like 2.5 here. Let me go up. To move around, hold the spacebar and then click and drag. Then it is 1, 2, and then something like a half. That is perfect. I wanted to rotate it to be like that. That's the way. That is the way. Now you right click with your mouse, then you go to transform, then you go to transform each, right? Under transform each, I want to the horizontal one. I will reduce it a little bit. I want to see it horizontal. No, let it back. Let it be under 0. Now on the vertical, I want it to be flattened, alright? Not like that. Not like that. Let it be like that. Horizontal on the move. That's the way. Move it like that. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. This thing is it's just a try. Want it to be flattened. Flattened. Let me increase it like that. Yes, I want it to flatten. To be flat on top. And then this one, if I increase more vertical, you see it loads. If you increase it, I want to reduce it. Opposite. I want to reduce the vertical. I want it to flatten. I want it to be flat. Somehow flat like on top. Somehow there. Let me make it at 50. There, 50 degrees. And then this one, let's make it 125. Let me say 125. 145. Let this software to load it. Load, I don't know what is the problem. My computer is here. Now that is okay. On the scale horizontal it is 145 degrees, and then on the vertical it is 50 degrees. Consider that measurement. I'll type it on the video here. Horizontal 145%, vertical it is actually 50%. That is actually the degrees, and then we just click OK. You see it is flat. Right now I will actually remove this grids, and then I will actually zoom in. That's the way. That's the shape. I have it. I have the D shape. That is now a stylist. Stylist. Now hold Alt and Shift to transform it to be somehow big. Like that. Like that. Do that one. Or do your sketches and see the way we go. That's the way. Now, let me go on the shape. Let me go on the shape. I'll zoom in. I want to go on the bulb now. I want to draw bulb. This is a bulb sketch. And my bulb sketches does not look good. Since all these sketches I got it from my mood board. I got back into my mood board. Mood board is here. I don't have to stray. My mood board it is here, my friend. How my mood board and all the ideas I got from this mood board on my researching. You are researching with me. Now it is here, and this is the bulb I want to go with. On my combination marker, you see on my combination it is here. Let me show you on my combination. Do you see the way it looks? This is my combination. It means I went with this one, this bulb. Now to go with this bulb, what do? We use the pen tool again. Pen tool, it does a lot of things. Let me zoom in. Let me click the spacebar, click and drag. I want to go downwards to that logo. It is here. Let me zoom in now. Control plus plus. I want to see it very proper. This is one of the pictures I actually placed here. You see this pixelation box, picture elements box. Don't worry about pixelation. This one is actually a vector-based software. But since this one is a picture, it will actually show pixelation. I'll use the pen tool, and the curvature tool, my friend. Pen tool, curvature. Let's start with the curvature. I'll come here, click, and then go another new place, click, and just click. With curvature tool, just get to click, don't drag. You just click. With pen tool, in order for you to make a curve now, you drag. Click, 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 click. That's right. Click. click, 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 click. Now I have something like that. Now I'll go to take something called the pen tool. I'll go to pen tool, I'll click on the pen tool, come here where you have arrived, and then click on that place and then go back. Then I'll go till there, then I'll go back to there. That's the way. And then use the selection tool, go into your properties, fill it is none, then stroke will input your black stroke, and then the size of 2, right? 2. And then I will copy, Control C it, copy it now into our designing, huh? And then go back to our designing where we are vectorizing our sketches. We are just vectorizing, Control V, right? What have I copied? Control Z. What have I copied? Control Z. What is it? This. What is this? What have I copied? This is the thing. This is the shape I am doing. Is it you? Yes. And then Control C to copy. Then come here. Control V to paste. Yes. I was wondering what have I copied. Alt Shift. Then click and drag. I have your shape here. This one is called a bulb. Don't worry about the bulb. We'll adjust it in order for it to look good. Since there are some mistakes I make here, I made here, do you see? But don't worry, let me zoom in. You see the way I drew. I drew some mistakes here, but we'll correct it. It's the learning process, learning process. Huh? Then Control plus. And I think my combination mark is complete. Now I can actually combine. Since it is only this one, I want to do something here. Do you see? It came from here. I will actually draw something like a graduation cape from here. It comes from here to there, then it goes now. Now I will actually use the same tool. Pen tool. This pen tool, the camera tool is used a lot. Huh? This thing. Then I like to actually just come here, click, then come to a place like this one, then actually go down. Control Z. I don't want to go there. Let it go here. Let it be there. Then go down a little bit like that. I would, and then I will pick a shape to like a circle. I want to pick a shape to like a circle. Eclipse, not like here it is called eclipse on the Illustrator. Then I'll hold Alt and Shift, and then I'll just draw something like this, a simple one, something like that, and then I hold Shift and then Alt. The arrow keys, using arrow keys, I want to bring it there. Damn it, like that. You see. Now what do I need to do? Control plus. I need to push it a little bit. Shift, then push it to the arrow keys. Arrow keys also are very important for moving object uniformly. Like that, I will push it here. Like that. Then I push it down. You see. Don't worry. These things, it takes time. This somebody saying I'm a logo designer. People think it's joking. You see the way this thing actually. It's just a matter of creativity. Click and drag to select all, then right click and then go to actually group them. You click on this, for example. Click on this. You hold shift, zoom in order for you to see. I will tell people zoom in. On what is it? Go to selection tool. Zoom in a little bit. Control plus. Click here. Click on this shape. Hold shift. Click on this. No. Start with the small shapes since they are so stubborn. Then we go to this one. Then right click the mouse. Why is it not grouping? Let me group this one. Let me group this. Then like that, control minus. That's the way you get to create this thing, my friend. Why is it not group P? Go to object and then expand it, in order for you to click expand, and then you click in order to make this one to be a shape, not the way it was. Since we transformed it, now you can click it. Graphic design. People think this thing is joking. Logo, in fact, logo design. I want to put this stick. And then group. I have this now a uniform shape. We have this tab me. Control minus. How you can combine them. Control plus. Then I want to combine it. Now I can actually shrink these sketches of mine or push them above. Control like this. I will actually click. I want to reduce it to the size on my canvas to give me space. I can combine it. Now I can combine it. For example, I wanted this one to come here. This is the way it fits. Easy. I can actually reduce it like this a little bit. You can stretch. Creativity. I love doing these things like this. Yes. I think I make the mistake a little bit. Or that one can come there. Supposed to go like this. Or I can stretch it here. You see, that's the way you get to actually combine these shapes. Or this one is supposed also to be reduced. I can stretch it. No, this thing you just stretch. Don't be worried. You stretch it the way you want. Uniformity will actually have the final touches left to make it uniform. Don't worry, this thing it will end that you will actually wonder what is happening. But that's the way. Don't worry about this thing. It will be actually fitting. That is the way. I hope the logo is coming. Now I reduce the size a little bit. That's the way. We have now vectorized our designings, That's the way. Now, still there, this is actually Alex Digital Computer Camp, and you can actually get to design these things like this. Do you see the way I'm designing? That's the way you get to actually design. Let me go back into my presentation, right? That is the way. That now that you have your primary logo is vectorized, create the text version with symbol plus text combination mark, create a symbol only version for icons or profile pictures, and then prepare a black and white version for print or fax. This is This will actually poly further tutorials in the modules. Now, here I have actually practical questions that you can actually get to do. It is called Digitize and Refine. Huh? Reach out to me on my WhatsApp. You can send me your sketches, the way you design, and actually I can give you a comment and I can tell you improve here and there. That's the way. And also, you can also inbox me on Facebook page. I have actually the link. It's on the channel description there. You can actually get to reach me on that Facebook page. I can actually have a comment on your designings. Huh? Answer these questions, my friend, my learner. Answer these questions are very, very important for your practicing. This is actually Alex. And now let's do something called recap of key points. Huh? Use vector software for professional and then scalable design, logo design. As we were doing, we were actually vectorizing our sketches. That is the way. And then you can actually clean structural files, make a refinement and export easier. Then you can actually create your sketch using shape tools and grids for accuracy. And you can actually digitizing is a transition from idea to presentation ready design. That's the way. Now, thank you for watching till here. Like the video, subscribe to our channel, and then keep tuned for the next module. Previous module on the description, resources on the description. Follow for more. Keep tuned.